Welcome back to Heart of the Machine. Last episode, we managed to make contact with the Wastelanders, the people who live outside of the city, and they told us, go away. So, we're still stuck. We're still working on designing a bridge, designing commercial VR pods. Commercial VR pods is the most progress. Already we have almost half of what we need of medical research. We're running pretty slowly with the neurology research, which just got off the ground. And we're about halfway there on bionics engineering work. The good news is that we did manage to build a second neuroscience lab. So we'll be making faster progress there. We're also being attacked over here by this guy. Sleek looking airship, which for some reason is attacking our apartments, and we're sending a defense force to fight back, although giving him the benefit of the doubt and assuming he's gonna leave. So I think at the end of this turn, for our last mental energy here, since we don't have enough Illuna yet to make another one of these science buildings. It still says +1 suggested on neuroscience. Interesting. It keeps adding one to the queue there. I have 2 of those, right? Neuroscience, bionic engineering, neuroscience. I think we'll check it next turn and see if it still says +1, but interesting that it's still saying we need more. How many neuroscientists do we actually have? We have 4 of 8 housed. We might actually have to go hire more. Do we have any more? Forums, neuroscientists. Where would I? There you are, neurologists. No, we're going to have to hire. Oh, we have excess 4. Okay, good. So we don't have to hire more yet, but if we made another building, we would. Although there is a contemplation way over here. Automated personnel management. And interesting, all 3 of these are right in the same place. This one is going to take a tech. This one, probably a tech with 140 engineering skill. And this one, a Nickelbot. A bunch of contemplations in that corner of the map. Might make sense to send our people there. In fact, let's bring you back. And we only have enough to board, unfortunately, so we'll bring you back next turn. We're going to pick up a couple techs, or possibly move the foundry over there and create a tech. Alright, let's take a look and see what happens here as we turn on turn 111. Okay, that guy fired a bunch at us and then disappeared, and there's no indication where he fled to. Interesting. So I'm not really sure what was happening there. Luckily, no major damage. These things are a little weakened, but we should have repair bots nearby. In fact, let me make sure we do. Repair spiders. So we have one there and one way over there. Is this one here? Wait. 3. This one here. Does this one here have the range? Yes, this one here has the range to repair all these buildings over time. So we're going to be fine. Good. Alright, 6 excess resources. This is all complaining about the excess people we have, so we do want to make a whole bunch more buildings. The suggested building, neuroscience lab, did disappear. Good. So we are making progress there. We're up to 44% done here. So that's going to tick away in 3 or 4 more turns. So let's concentrate on designing a bridge, extending our, finishing our research, which we're, reinforced security jacket. So security jacket could give us health. That's slightly interesting. Melee skill upgrade for Keanu only, really. And then shotgun, muzzle velocity, and projectile density. This is a 20-point boost to our combat power for the most part, and this is slightly more than 20%, or 20 point. Nothing else really jumping out. We really want to focus on shotguns, so we're going to make projectile density the one we picked there. We did get another inspiration from even more small arms research and android optimization. Let's pick the android optimization first this time. And then let's start unlocking the rest of these contemplations. So the question is, do we want to do this one? Protection required. Criminal syndicates, gangs, and even federated corporations may be inclined to harass your shell company, and there's nothing your regular units can do about it without blowing your cover. Senior technician can't do this alone. You should design at least a pair of new units, and they should not have any apparent connection to your main identity. Okay, so that's interesting. That sounds like we should send senior technician along with someone else. Our shell corporation, we can only make senior technicians right now, so it might be a good idea to wait on that until we have other units. Also, senior technician's engineering skill is only 280. I'm not sure we can go higher than that for a senior technician, can we? Currently holding everything it can. Ooh, ultralight plating is even better than diamond nanoweave threads. We're gonna make those guys stronger for sure. Smart pistols. Do any of these give us bonuses to anything? No, it's all going to be reductions to cognition and hacking in exchange for combat abilities. And additional CPUs really are our only option, giving us plus 100 engineering. So yeah, a technician's not even going to be smart enough on its own to do that, or a senior technician is. It does look like we can start the contemplation with regular techs, but then it does say we need at least a pair without any apparent connection to your main identity, so that makes it sound like we're going to be attacked there, and we don't really have a lot of units that we can make with our shell company yet. Let's see about doing these other contemplations first. The way I think I want to do that is come down here, or actually maybe use the Moss Augusta, since it can hold 4. We can put... There's a lot of stuff up here we want to do. High cognition there. Engineering skill, Nickelbot. Engineering skill, engineering skill. So it looks like we want to send 2 techs and a Nickelbot at least up that way. Let's go ahead and put a Nickelbot on board and both of these techs. And then we're going to send them on a trip. Over this direction. And let's start with the Nickelbot since it's here. And let's see, must have at least 140 engineering skills. We're going to have to adjust Nickelbots first to give them better engineering skill. Not a big deal. This guy is blending in. We can get him up to 100 engineering skill. 120. We'll give him a weapon that boosts your engineering skill. No. Okay, so maybe we can't actually do this. Probably should have thought of that before sending you out here, huh? Yeah, we're gonna have to figure out some other way of bumping up his engineering skill. So right now, let's can we cancel this? Yes, cancel changes. We'll leave you on board and send you back. Let's take the techs out though and investigate saber bees first. Your weaponized bees are unable to cut through armor. Your 5-centimeter spiders have plasma cutters. What if you could combine those? Get scientists to help. Saber bees. That's going to require more bionics engineering, zoological research, and molecular genetics research. Luckily, we've already hired the scientists for those, but we're going to have to make more buildings. All right, that was easy for that tech to finish. Let's also send you to automated personnel management. This is intolerable. Manually hiring scientists is very annoying, and you also don't have a good way of letting them go. Not that you need to save the money. What if you set up... Actually, we do. What if you set up a system where for any science-related buildings you have for your shell company, that system would just take care of things for you? Build a structure and it's automatically staffed. Disable a structure, destroy it, and everyone is laid off. Simple. Perform a feat of engineering. Oh, my bosses would love just automatic layoffs. We will perform a feat of engineering. Great, so I assume that's going to unlock a building we can make. What else? We also want to investigate this over here, so let's send Tech X416 to think about gadolinium mesosilicate. Long name, exciting properties. You have an idea for a whole new class of unit. The key ingredient in liquid metal units and organometallic human approximating synthetic androids. Get to inventing. Awesome. So no indication yet what those unlocked. We're going to put you back on board the vehicle though. And we're going to do the same with you, although that'll take a battle recharge as well as a move. So most of our mental energy. And then we're going to... Interesting. We're going to send you over here to pick up... Oh no, we don't have to send you over there. We're just going to start sending our vehicles back toward base. Okay, let's take a look at what we can build. So, all of the labs are still requiring alumina, which means next turn it might make sense to try to raid some more alumina. Let's take a look at scavenging sites and see what that means. There is one right here, which is a smaller scavenging site, a moderate sec force response, so that should be easier than the last one we did, which was one of these heavy sec force response sites. So we could go way over there to get the heavy sites, or we could do a few of the smaller ones, or we could just... Ooh, there's a heavy one right here, but it's right next to our towers. Yeah, we might do that. Let's go ahead and move on to turn 112. Hey, look at that. We're already 1% finished with saber bees and 0% done with gadolinium mesosilicate. We need 36 design points for this, which requires street sense exploration. Commercial VR pods are progressing nicely. Designing a bridge still requires street sense. And saber bees, we need zoology and molecular genetics. So 2 more office buildings we need to make. We might just wait for the alumina to accumulate. It looks like one more turn and we'll be able to make one of these. So instead, let's look at street sense rather than starting combats and see what we can find with project-related sites. Designing a bridge and gadolinium mesosilicate. Both need design points. I wonder if we can share those between the two. Study of mesoporous nanoparticles. Cognition and engineering required there. So these sound like... they do say designing a bridge or gadolinium, so they only apply to the one. Okay. Yeah, let's... probably should have looked at that before ferrying our troops around. There's also a lone PMC way down here we need to go pick up at some point. This only takes 10 engineering and 30 hacking and gives us 8 design points, and this guy's really close. Does he have 10 engineering and 30 hacking? Let's take a look at our PMCs. PMC have 20 engineering and 80 hacking, so that should be enough, right? Yeah. Oh no, that's what they gain. They actually don't have any requirements for these, so anybody can go do these. Let's move here and drop you off to go do that and see if it makes sense. So that's in this tall building here. 8 design points for gadolinium mesosilicate. Yeah, nice. And we get hacking and engineering points. Like, did everybody get those or just this guy? It's interesting. I'm not sure. I'll have to pay better attention to that next time. Alright, nothing else in range for PMC here, although there is another study way over here that will increase cognition. Oh, I see. CPUs gain that. So that should have bumped up our abilities on the technicians who are wielding CPUs, but it doesn't show that it is higher. Uncertain. Oh, right, because it was hacking. No, it was hacking and engineering that should have gone up. Interesting. Yeah, I'm not sure where where the accounting is happening there. All right. Let's take a look at who else is close by. Just out of range here, unfortunately. This one here, examination of liquid gallium, needs security clearance 2, so that's a good one to send this guy to. Because with the... oh, he's wearing diamond nanoweave. Let's switch you to mill-style armor again. Ooh, also 35mm half plate is now available for these guys. Wow, with 500 health. That's going to make them very slow and non-agile and reduce their range, but it'll make them hit pretty heavy. Let's put him in mill-style armor for the security clearance. And we're going to send you here for 3 mental energy to get 8 design points. Examination of liquid gallium, and soul droids or technicians get plus 20 engineering skill. Wonder if you only get that if you send a soul droid or technician. Let's take a look at what techs say now. Tech now says 445. So yeah, it doesn't really seem like we're gaining that directly. I feel like I'm missing something on these street sense studies. Oh well. We have another one here, another examination of liquid gallium we can send this guy to do. How many points do we need? We need 36, so we're close to halfway there. Alright, soul droid or technician 20. Let's see if that changed the technician. Doubt it. Oh, it did. 465. Okay, so we want the ones that give us cognition too. That's okay. So that's cool. It is giving us immediate bonuses to our droids. Bunch of stuff up here to do. Let's put this guy back in the ship. Let's send this other ship. Where did we... oh, it was way over here. That's right. Wait. No, we brought it back, didn't we? Mos Augusta, where are you? Okay, about halfway back, but there's a bunch of stuff over here we want to do. Although we'll need a security clearance 2 there. We could send a Nickelbot, the Nickelbot there. Because Nickelbots can wear mill-style armor, right? No, of course not. What am I thinking? We have to send combat droid there. So both of these. All of these need combat droids with higher security, or the PMC. The PMC will do that as well. And the PMC is here, so let's actually send the PMC that way. You can bounce around those. I guess... probably makes sense to stop at this one first. Let's check that. That needs level 3 security clearance. PMC has level 3, so yeah, that's next stop. What does that look like? Just a little tower. Study of mesoporous nanoparticles. All CPUs, 20 engineering skill and 10 cognition. CPUs, 20 engineering skills. Let's do it before and after. Technician is currently 465 engineering, and cognition is 275. Let's see what happens. 2010. Okay, so it did increase his engineering by 40 points. And his cognition by a bunch. Okay. Oh, because he's got 2 additional CPUs. Nice. Okay, so that is going up. Fantastic. Okay, hop back in there. Oh, you're out of moves. Let's battle recharge you and get you back on board. And then we'll use our last point here to move toward this cluster of goodies. Alright, and then back at our home base. Buildings. 3 structures. We're still waiting a couple points of alumina to roll in. We will make both of these first. It'll take a while. We're almost done with the gadolinium mesosilicate quest. Halfway done with designing commercial VR pods, and still need a bunch of points for designing a bridge. Let's go ahead and move to turn 113. Alright, zoology lab immediately. We're gonna bring a zoology lab online. I guess right here, right near our downtown center. And then we'll wait a few turns for the molecular genetics lab. That zoology lab should already have its hires in place, but it's not. We may need to go hire more. Life forms, zoologists. Yeah, we don't have any zoologists or molecular geneticists, so we're going to have to figure out how to hire those again. My recollection is that was a street sense thing, but also we might not have to worry about it if we can figure out this contemplation. Whoops. That wasn't what I meant to do, but we'll do this anyway. We can increase port droid cognition. We could harden our nickelbots or make them faster, or we could harden our technicians. I think cognition is the way to go, just in general. Always up in the cognition. We're going to move on to small arms research after that. What I meant to do was to check contemplations, because didn't we make a contemplation? Didn't we make a contemplation that should have given us some sort of... Maybe it just automatically does it? Oops. Maybe I don't need to do anything except that contemplation, and they're automatically going to be filled. It's possible that we automatically hire based on cap now. That's why this thing that said we had excess went away, and the ones that we already had hired seem to have disappeared. Is that true? Do we have exactly enough of only the buildings? Yes. All the ones that we hired previously have disappeared. We have exactly enough. So now we just have to build the buildings, and they will automatically get filled, we hope. I guess we'll see in a couple turns. We do have a technician on board here that we can send back. Try to get that done. Let's hold off on that though and finish the street sense up here. Which, of course, these street sense tasks move around turn to turn, so let's see what everybody can do. So PMC is up here. He can do a security filter here for designing a bridge for 4 points. We can get him over here. Another one. Deep material study here. And it's important to look at what these give you. Net control. Mechan skill and net control versus engineering skill and cognition. Well, let's hop you out of the ship, I guess, and see what happens if you hop into this area. It looks like you're going to be fine. It is going to take 3 mental energy to get you there, but... Oof. And unfortunately, that did lead to your death, buddy. Well, interestingly, it didn't show that we're going to attack until after you did that. I guess we're just going to delete you rather than let you rile up an attack there. That does mean the lion here is empty and alone next to these security filters. I suppose we could move a foundry up. What's this one take? This one takes or gives me engineering skill and cognition, and it's not in a dangerous area. Ontan Cryopolis. Cryogenic freezing and resuscitation was successfully performed on small mammals in the 1940s. Non-destructive feeding is now possible for humans, but resuscitation is still under research. There's a cryogenics facility there we could go research. Let's go ahead and do that. We will send one of our techs. It's a little too far away. Oh, he needs a security clearance of 3, so never mind. Let's go ahead and send this whole ship back, actually, because it turns out we need security clearances for most of these. I'll send you back here. We'll get one of those techs to hop out and finish this building. Maybe both of these techs. And that will let us know for sure whether that zoology building gets populated next turn. And then we can use the foundry to scout the rest of the sites for us. Oops. Foundry? I don't have numbers. Oh, because I'm looking at that. Foundry. I want you to move over this way. Foundry. We want you to move over this way. And we're going to construct another PMC here. Because we managed to throw our last one away. Constructing a PMC here won't get them attacked. And they should be okay. They are going to shoot at you if you go in there, unfortunately, even though it's... No, they're not. It's only on certain buildings. Okay. And Street Sense says it is going to be on the one building you want into, though, I bet. Deep material study. No, you did not get attacked there, and we completed designing a bridge. Fantastic. I'm sure this will never backfire achievement. Grant some humans direct access to your mind. Also, now available is a neural bridge and computronium helices. Each helix is a twisted pair of programmable matter. This allows one side to analyze the other side without interfering with it, which is great for security or for analysis, but less useful for general computing. The neural bridge is a computing superstructure for allowing AGI researchers to connect directly to your mind. That could never possibly backfire. So I guess we still have an out if we don't actually build those things. We have 2 more mental energy left. I think we could board the foundry and send it that way is probably the safest move. And then buildings. It does suggest we build them. More robotic motivators. Apparently it's worried that we're going to need more bulk units. More towered mainframes. A neural bridge, which requires 301,000 computronium helices. That's going to take a while. And a helix forge, which is how we make computronium helices. So let's start making these, since our only expense is liquid gallium and computronium cubes. We have both of those. I think. Let's take a look. That's an ongoing expense though, so no actual income on computronium cubes. Interesting. And what about liquid gallium? Also, oh, 204. Okay. So a little bit of liquid gallium in our income. Just enough, actually. But not enough computronium cubes, which is probably why... No, it's not suggesting any other mainframes. Why is it suggesting more tower mainframes then? We have plenty of compute time. It's really computronium that we want, isn't it? Oh well. We're not making that for a while. Let's go ahead and make a helix forge since it's possible. I'm not sure it's advisable. We'll stick one in this building here. We'll hold off on tower, will we? Tower mainframes. Let's see. The only real consumption there is power, right? Yes. We have a lot of computronium cubes, so we can make this. As well make more computing power, I guess. These actually require space, though. We do have a little space over here, I guess. One here. And we could make a second one if there was space somewhere for it. Maybe in this aisle here, yeah. So we should have space here somewhere. There we go. Okay, all of those will take a while to build. The only one I'm concerned with really is the Helix Forge, whether it puts us on a negative trend for computronium cubes. We'll have to keep an eye out for that. In the meantime, build and defend a neural bridge. Okay, we'll think about that. Meanwhile, we are getting closer and closer to commercial VR pods and gadolinium mesosilicate. Let's go ahead and end that turn. And then this gadolinium mesosilicate needs pretty much one more contemplation. Which is going to be one of these, I think. Yes, those two there. These three here. The closest one looks like it's that one. Engineering skill and cognition is probably better than engineering skill and hacking, honestly. So let's send the forge, or the foundry, over here. On board we have Imp561G, who is going to go ahead and, at this farm here, hopefully study some mesoporous nanoparticles without being destroyed. And finishing the gadolinium mesosilicate project, which unlocked gadolinium mesosilicate. Oh boy, the key ingredient in liquid metal units. Shapeshifter, completed invention. Let's go ahead and put you back on the vehicle and get it closer to home. Think about what we're doing next. Saber bees, 5%. We are getting zoological research automatically, so that means we don't have to worry about hiring people, I think, which is great. Taking a look where that is. That's over here somewhere, right? Yes, there we are. Zoology lab. Already hired 6 scientists. Awesome. So the next one is molecular genetics. This one. And that's going to require a bit more alumina, so it might make sense to try to wall rip again. That's an option. But before we do that, let's actually finish construction on this building here, the Helix Forge. And I want to see what our ledger looks like next turn. Wealth and elemental slurry both kind of low, heading downward, but we have a few turns. We also probably have plenty of food to sell, I would guess. Although we are... Yeah, we have 87,000 excess hydroponic greens. What about water? Filtered water, 226,000 excess filtered water, so plenty of those. Plenty of those to sell to the religious co-ops if we need to. Otherwise... Do we have anything else here? Nope. Deals, 2 deals, 3 hostile actions. We can increase the game's difficulty. Interestingly, that's something that I kind of glossed over earlier. Where is it? Sneak into nuclear power plant is a difficulty increase. Okay, well, we're not going to do that just yet. We also have the Convictor way out here in the middle of nowhere who do want to start bringing home. It does take a lot of mental energy to move this guy around. Let's just move him 2 points at a time. At most, yeah. Let's get him there for 2. Do that every couple turns when I remember. The other things we want to move around are this aircraft, which is really far away now. There's a contemplation here for exploiting a federated corporation and another one here for daily life, so both of those are still interesting. I don't think Nickelbots have 140 engineering skill yet, but we did bump our CPU engineering skill up a lot, so let's see what happens now if we give you a CPU. It's plus 120, yes, which brings you well above. It's plus 220 for engineering, so we're going to do that and bring a Nickelbot over to this contemplation. Nickelbot is still on board the Augusta here. We'll just have you start walking in that general direction for now. There. We'll jump the tech out as well, but actually the tech's going to go up here, so let's send this whole vehicle that way. And our tech is going to learn about exploiting Federated Corporation. Cognition of 200, no problem. Vorsaber Atomic has subdivided itself into 18 smaller corporations, and it has delegated a lot of its authority to each of them in various ways. Vorsaber maintains control partly by pitting these federated corporations against one another, having them compete in a veneer of capitalism. There may be an opportunity here because of this intense competition, which often involves physical violence between federated corporations. To see if that's true, you'll need to steal and analyze quite a bit of data in order to see if there are any targets for you to exploit. That's going to be another street sense oriented data analysis, which is good because that gets our stats up. But we're going to, it's an investigation. Steal corporate records. Use a hacker. Get what you need. You'll not need to directly do any hacking yourself, but you should be prepared to physically defend your hacker. 400,000 encrypted federated corporate records. Alright. Interesting. We're going to go ahead and send you back on board the Augusta. We do want to... What is this one? Full Metal Myth. Inserting yourself into human myth is dangerous, to say the least. However, you've already heard the Wastelanders call you the mind in the sky, so they already started it. There are 2 solid options from their mythology to make them more compliant. You're not sure which is the wiser course. It probably matters. Path for goals: military invasion, World War IV, endless war raptors, and escape the city. And lead to path start for goal: altered growth. Escape the city sounds good of all of those, but I don't know about World War IV, military invasion, or endless war raptors. All of those sound pretty bad. Nonetheless, let's head over here and see if we can learn about Full Metal mythology. Unfortunately, we don't have enough time to do that now, and that's about the end of my time for recording today. So hopefully we'll pick up there next time. I also hope that you've been enjoying this series. If you do, I would appreciate it if you click that like button for me. Also consider leaving a comment or subscribing to the channel if you haven't yet. Both of those help quite a bit with the algorithm. Finally, I hope you join me next time. And until next time, this has been Corknut playing Heart of the Machine. Bye for now.